Stephen, first of all, I suppose it was a tale of two halves on the weekend. Have you had the chance to review it, and what have you taken out of it?
Yeah, thankfully we reviewed it straight after the game. Stayed back a bit and got that done because having an 8-day break, you can sort of linger for a while. So it was good. He got on the front foot and reviewed the game, so then we could focus on Essendon and move on.
So do you do that after the game as well, because you're all together and it's probably a bit easier than doing it in the smaller groups of the way the restrictions are at the moment?
Yeah, 100%. We only have a couple of days where we can be as a full group, so and it's a lot more fresh doing it straight after the game, and a lot of guys go home not knowing what they did wrong or what happened. And so to be able to resolve all that and talk through it with the coaches and the players there, it was good. You go home in peace of mind knowing what we did wrong and what to work on.
Obviously, the end result was what you wanted. You got the win. But what were the talking points from that review when you do drop a 7-goal lead?
It wasn't acceptable. That's for sure. The fact we got the win made it a little bit easier. It could have been a lot different, but it was a tale of two halves, like you said, and we just need to be able to play with that intensity and play to win the game for most of the game. We sort of got to half time and almost stopped and tried to save the game, which is an odd way to play football. Do that in the last 5 minutes, but with a half, credit to Carlton, they stepped up and were able to match us and outdo us and outscored us a fair bit and push us right to the edge. So plenty of learnings, and we're just looking forward to Essendon now.
Have you put your finger on why the stop came at half time, why you weren't able to pick up where you left off in that second half?
Pretty much, we just slowed down and stopped working for each other. Stopped wanting the ball, stopped wanting to score, which what we did in the first half. We looked like a really exciting, high-scoring team, and then second half we just kicked long down the line and didn't really move for each other. Just sort of went into our shells a bit, which is an easy fix. It's just a mindset we need to take in the next game.
I suppose the pleasing part was when the game was tight, you were able to hold on the ball and do the right things. Is that something you've been working on over the pre-season, those last 2-3 minutes of games?
Yeah, I mean, it hasn't been a main focus. There has been a few close games, and Goody speaks about we're going to find ourselves in those situations X amount of times a year. So it was good to actually practice that, and it was actually pretty funny how when we were up ahead, we were playing worse, and then once the game was tied, we went back to playing aggressive and fast-flowing, and we actually looked like a better outfit. So I think that's probably our biggest learning.
Christian Petrarca was crucial in the game as well. Are you noticing him really starting to develop and come to his own? There's been a lot of hype around him for a while, but it seems like at least at the start of this season, all of the games were away parties, he's really finding his feet.
It's just a maturity thing, I think. He's always had the talent, and I think this off-season and then this ISO period, he's really worked really hard on just training super hard and leading that area. Actually, hadn't been seen upon as a leader type player. He's a bit of a larrikin and jokes around, but his training standards are second to none. As you can see with his rig, he's looking pretty ripped at the moment. He's pretty happy with that. You would have seen his shirt off a bit, but it's coming out in his football, and he's feeling confident in himself. I've only been here, this is my second year, but that's my biggest learning from him is you could see he was a bit shy, but now he's sort of like chains are broken loose and he feels a bit more confident in himself, and us as a team will back him as well. And I think he's only scratching the surface. He's got a bit more to go.
Do you think he's really on the verge of breakout?
Well, I sure hope so. It's going to help us play finals and be a contender. He's definitely going to be a big part of that.
Cosby, of course, there's a lot of spoken about him with the issues last week. How difficult is it in this environment when you're not around all the players all the time to get around a young player like that and throw your supporter on him?
Yeah, it is difficult because you don't get to see him every day and have those sort of interactions. But the rules are in place and they were very clear. They're strict, but that was what needed to be in place for us to continue to play football. So, they've copped their whack, their suspension, and the other players are probably going to. Hopefully, everyone else has learnt from that. Our team certainly has because we've lost a vital part of our team. But it's not really an excuse for those guys to break the rules. The rules are very clear, and just a poor lapse of judgment.
Have any of the leaders got around Cosby to make sure he's made a mistake, but now to focus on the games and getting back in the side?
Yeah, I think our club's really good at that. They certainly let you know what you've done wrong and it's not acceptable, but then they're quick to throw our arm around you and help you. It's not a sort of us versus them mentality. It's Cosby's, not just him and Sparks out of the side this week. Hurt the team, it's hurt them. But we're backing them now. They've copped their whack, and hopefully they're back out there helping us win games.
Because I know it's not your call, but do you think Cosby's a good chance to be out there against the Dons?
Oh, I think so. It's a bit hard with no VFL, and there was a little scratch match on the weekend. But depending if we want to get some more class around the goals, he's a pretty special player. But we had a win, so it can also be harder getting back in the side. I've certainly had not much to do with the forward line team selection, so wrong bloke to ask. But I'm sure whoever takes up that role can fill it.
What was made of you guys, a bit of a mix-up with the song, not having everyone in there? How did that come about?
It's actually, yeah, about halfway through the song I realised it was because we're not in a big circle anymore. Everyone was sort of spread out jumping around and didn't really notice. And we missed a couple of first win for the boys. So I think Maxie and that were maybe doing some media commitments, and we started the song, then realised. Then we started singing it again when Maxie came in. It's a non-issue. We had fun. Moved on. I think it's a bit more getting spoken about than it needs to be.
Been a bit overblown by some, do you think?
I can see how it looks on the outside, but it was a honest mistake. It wasn't anyone trying to, leave the captain out, and it was about halfway through. James Arms was jumping around with the GoPro and stuff, so he just let him ride his little wave he was on.
In terms of game this week, Don's obviously really broke the game open against. He'll be playing on a lot of guys like Merritt, Parrish, Woodgray. What are you expecting from them?
What they've been doing for the last couple of years. Fast-paced team, slingshot up half-back, very good to defend, and especially on the MCG. I'm pretty sure we're playing at MCG. They did it at the SCG, a small ground, and we're able to break the game open. So it's definitely going to be a challenge for us, especially as defenders, trying to cover up that space for them to use. But we'll back our system, respect them. They've played very well, and we're looking forward to the challenge.
It's such a difference going into this game 1-1 instead of 0-2. Does it feel like somewhat there's a bit of a free hit there because you can really launch pad your season with you?
I think that's what there was a mixed emotions after the game. We let Carlton come back, which wasn't acceptable with such a big lead. You'd hope to put teams away earlier than that, but some of us are a little bit flat or a little bit frustrated. But Goody spoke about after the game, boys. We're 1-1 now. That's why we reviewed the game. Let's move on to Essendon. Our season's starting. Like I said, if we're 0-2, it's probably a lot different. It's probably feel like a final. And every game is almost like a final. There's only 15 games left before finals, so you really need to win every one of them.
In terms of that back line, do you feel like obviously that first half was great, keeping them, we almost kept them goals right at the end there. Do you feel like you're starting to develop some chemistry and synergy down there?
Yeah, 100%. Myself, Jackie Lever, Neville Jetta all played at different times last year. We played together, but not actually all together in the three. Bringing Trent Rivers, I thought was outstanding for a debut. James Harms is still finding his feet down there as being a midfielder. So there's still a few moving pieces, and we reviewed the game as backs just today as well. And there's so much room for growth, which is the exciting thing. We're able to still play reasonably okay, but if we want to become one of the best defences in the league, we need to be more consistent. That's for sure.
Cool. Thanks, Matty.
Thanks, guys.
Cheers, 1-1.